right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Stephen Mullowney. He is the CEO of TRX Gold. And Stephen, it's great to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. And we had a good news release this morning. Our plant is up and running.
All right, we're going to talk more about that because that is a significant one. But first, maybe just give everyone a little background on TRX Gold.
So TRX Gold, we're located in Tanzania. We have a measured and indicated resource of over 2 million ounces of 1.8 grams a ton, and another 600,000 in the inferred category. And as I mentioned, our plant is up and running to 1,000 tons per day now. And what we plan to do is take that low-cost operation, utilizing cash flow and exploration, and continuing expanding plants.
Yeah, so this is in any of the Buckreef Gold Project, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, tell me about that one.
So as I mentioned, it's in Tanzania, and it has significant resource, lots of blue sky potential, and a couple of shear zones that we discovered over the last year. So we're looking forward to expanding that resource and expanding production at the same time.
Yeah, so you mentioned the mill, and you've put in a lot of money in this to recommission it in essence and make it a lot bigger. So tell me sort of the reasoning behind this and what you were able to do with it.
Yeah, so what we did is we had a 360 ton per day facility on site that gave us about 1,000 to 1,200 ounces per month, making the company cash flow positive. But we were able to expand this in a relatively short period of time, in less than a year, triple that output to well over 1,000 tons per day. And we did that on a budget of $4 million. So between the two plants, the 360 ton per day and the expanded plant of over 1,000 tons per day, it cost us $6.5 million. Did it quickly, locally, and it's up and running. So we're very pleased with the results. That I challenge anybody else to come up with a capital cost like that on time, on budget.
Yeah, and it's going to obviously, as you mentioned, it's increasing production as you go forward. So I know you're just putting a little bit in right now as you're sort of testing a lot of things, but what's sort of the plan moving forward in this and getting up to full speed? Yeah,
so like I mentioned, we have the 360 ton per day operation operating. So it's been tested. So the key here is to ramp this up. It'll be ramped up really quickly. We'll have this ramped up by the end of October. Because we know how the ore reacts. It just needs to go into the new bigger tanks, and then and we'll continually ramp it up over this month. But then it gets us to an operation that's capable of producing over the oxide mine life, which is around 8 years and it's 10% of the resources. We'll expand that over time, but we'll be doing 15 to 20,000 ounces on average, but in the first couple of years above that range, on a low cost basis. And yeah, it's been a great project.
Stephen, are you looking at you mentioned that you're cash flow positive with what you have right now. So are you looking at the potential to be able to fund everything else you want to do with this increase as well? Because it sounds like you're going to be increasing the cash flow quite a bit.
Yeah. So we're trying to operate the mining company a lot different than a lot of people that are at our stage. And what that means is we always have an eye on the share count. And so what we want to do is take that cash flow, put it in a drill bits, expand resource, and continually expand the sulfide project as well, and possibly even expand the oxide project. So the goal is to become predominantly self-funding or all self-funding operations, and build it out in a phased approach and a more methodical approach, as opposed to trying to race to 150 to 200,000 ounces and do it in one capital raise. That won't happen here. This will be a phased approach in which we utilize cash flow from operations, possibly some debt, to get to a significant production profile. It may take us a little longer, but certainly it'll be a lot better for shareholders.
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. Stephen, thanks very much. Congratulations on this exciting times. And I know we're going to talk again soon. So I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me on today. It's exciting times. It's good. The exploration potential with production growth, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Stephen Mullowney, the CEO of TRX Gold.